Everybody doing? This is it, man. It's finally happening. The Crossbone Skully panel, guys. Welcome to Fan Expo San Francisco. This is a panel. It's not even a panel. This is a worldwide event that I've been so excited about. This thing has been in the making for years, guys. Did everybody cruise on down to the show floor? Check out the Source Point Press booth down on the first floor. Got some Source Point Press fans in the house. They are going to blow Image out of the water. I'm just sorry. Comic book fans? Anybody pick up the ashcan? Did you guys pick up the ashcan here today? Anybody give it a read, the new Crossbone Skully comic book from Source Point Press? All right. Come on, you guys are too quiet, man. You turned off the music and everybody got all quiet. All right, guys, so what we're going to be doing here tonight is not only is this a world premiere of a comic book here at Source at San Francisco Fan Expo, we're going to give you the first look world premiere video of the new Crossbone Skully animated film. You guys stoked about that? No one's seen this. This is the first time. You are the first. After tonight, the world's going to see it probably tomorrow on YouTube, but you guys are going to get the first look at it. So, tweet it out. Tell everybody about it. Have them check it out on social media. We got the director and animator of that animated film here tonight. We're going to be talking with him about the creative process. We've got Mr. Tommy Henriksen in the house. Give Tommy a massive round of applause. Tommy's going to come out. We're going to talk all about the massive Crossbone Skully universe. We're going to be doing an audience Q&A. We got a microphone right there in the middle, so if you got any questions for anybody, just start the line right down the middle. So I'm going to go ahead and kick this thing off. Are you guys ready? Are your hands nice and warmed up? Are your vocal cords warmed up? So we can't get into this quite yet without introducing the man of the hour. Fresh from the future, this gentleman flew in from space. Are you guys ready to meet Crossbone Skully himself? He is here, everybody's favorite Harley-riding party animal. Welcome to the stage, Mr. Crossbone Skully. If you can make his way, there he is, ladies and gentlemen. Skully! Yes! It's there somewhere, man. The chair's there somewhere. Skully, how's it going, man? Yes, it's going quite well. You're a man of few words. Having a good time here at San Francisco? Rock and roll, cool. Well, I want to say a big thanks for coming here from the future, from space, to save us all from the shit that's going on this planet right now. All right, so it's really hard talking to an alien probably not familiar with the language just yet, no? All right, guys, how about you get ready? You guys ready to see the world premiere video for Crossbone Skully? We're going to kick this thing off. I feel like this night's going to go by really, really quick. All right, so without further ado, let's take a look at this thing, shall we?
You're a silly boy. Skully, you will never find me, for I am the frequency you seek. It is right in front of you, and behind you, and beneath you, and far above you.
No more cries, no more lies. There is no heaven, there is no hell, just nowhere to go. The light and darkness will always be at war. What is it that you stand for? We will get it done. We shall overcome and destroy the evil world machine.
Every scar tells a story, Skully. Let's connect the scars and read your account. Destiny is up to you.
Isn't she a bringer of light?
Oracles beat the stars, but I, the power of light, I hate the scars.
You're like some cheap devil in disguise. You just love to victimize. I've screamed 1,000 times. It's all the crime. Money, such a crime. Money is the cause of all. Money's what they're fighting for. Money changes a simple mind. Money, such a crime. The evil world machine.
I'm gonna light this up like it's hell on wheels.
Evil world machine. They need more. They need more than they ever did before.
It's a beautiful night of total devastation.
Evil world machine. We're up against it now. Raise hell, shout and scream. We're up against it now. The evil world machine. World machine. Shout and scream.
I want that too back, you bloody little bastards.
World machine. The evil world machine. The evil world machine. They need more. They need more.
Let's blow this monster sky high.
I see my destiny.
Now the divided shall be united. And that rhymes. We've only just begun.
Hell yeah! The man! I mean, just look at all those names. Hell yeah. Alright guys, well this plays. Please welcome to the stage Senior Design Lead of Saturday Night Live, President of Rad Riley Studios, animator and director of the video that you just saw. Come on, San Francisco. Huge round of applause for Mr. Riley Donahue. Wow, man. That's outstanding. What a fantastic video.
Thank you. Yeah, how was it? What do you think?
What'd you guys think?
That's good to know. Good to know.
What a serious dream project this must have been for you.
Yeah, absolutely.
I mean, how long is this process, how long have you been in the works here with Crossbone Skully Universe, that particular video?
I was brought onto the team probably last March, I think it was, when I first had my first conversation with Tommy, and you know, you have several conversations in your life with work, and you know, you might not click, but when I started talking with Tommy, it was pretty immediate. I think, you know, he just told me all the ideas right off the bat. I think we just said our names, and then he just went for it and told me everything he wanted to do with it, and honestly, it was just inspiring to hear someone who has an idea that's so thought out like that. You know, I haven't really been in this industry a super long time, but you know, usually you have to flesh out certain things, and honestly, with Tommy, there's no gray area with this. He knew exactly what he wanted, and you know, it was truly an honor to be able to bring that to life to someone. Can't think of someone more deserving of a kick-ass video than
Right.
Tommy. Because,
And the gentleman sitting to your right.
yeah, had to do Skully right, you know.
So what project did you work on that kind of put you on Tommy's radar?
So last October, I worked with an agency called Hey Beautiful Jerk on a music video for Ozzy Osbourne. It was the Hellraiser 30th anniversary release, and I worked on a team of 20 people on that video, and I got to work closely with the directors Mark and Gina from that agency, which they were like my heroes. Like when I was in art school, I knew of their work, and they are just like true role models in terms of the kind of work that they do, and they just do everything that's cool. Everything that's cool, they've probably touched it, so
Yeah.
do some research on them, and you'll see some cool stuff. But yeah, Tommy reached out to them, and you know, they were kind of busy, but they're like, hey, we know this kid who helped us out with this Ozzy video. You should give him a ring. So, you know, the next day I was talking to Tommy, and history was made.
Yeah.
That was a historical FaceTime.
Yeah. And premiered right here tonight at Fan
Look
Expo.
at that.
I mean, if you guys saw in the credits, man, there were some pretty big names in that credit for voice actors. Johnny Depp, Nikki Sixx, Alice Cooper, Tommy himself. Tell us a little bit about, you know, the process working with those superstars of rock and roll and of television and film. Did you get much time working directly with the voice actors, or like what was that whole process like?
My process wasn't directly with them. Tommy was kind of the direct source for getting the audio for them, but it just seemed like he kept showing it to more and more people, and they're like, man, I want a part. Right. So, you know, it just kind of snowballed, and then here we got this crazy list. I don't know if I ever got time to process it, because it was like a lot to do, but, you know, yeah, I think I'm still processing some of the names in there, all of the names in there, because, man, that's wild.
Man, I mean, your animation style is absolutely amazing, is it not? I mean, very reminiscent.
Thank you.
You know, things like, I mean, obviously Heavy Metal Magazine comes immediately to mind, or Heavy Metal, the movie, comes to mind. I mean, it kind of has like a Gorillaz kind of music
Oh,
video
yeah.
kind of style to it. Tell us a little bit about the conceptualization of the project. I mean, storyboarding, stuff like that. Did Tommy have a really clear vision? Hey, I want it to look like this, or how
I
much
think
did you put into it?
we had several conversations on different character traits, and he had plenty of documents to define the characters, and it was very laid out, like I said earlier on. But he kind of just said, this person looks like this character looks like that, and I kind of did a first pass, and there were some small tweaks. There were some smaller things that some of the characters needed, but I was really grateful to kind of have free reign to kind of go for it, and he trusted my vision for it. I think one of my biggest references was Gorillaz and Jamie Hewlett's one of my favorite illustrators, and Tank Girl, 21st Century Tank Girl.
God, yeah, hell yeah.
That book was open 24/7 when I was thinking of stuff, and yeah, I wanted it to be unique, and I think my goal was just to have each character just look like what the traits that Tommy gave me, instead of just not everyone can look badass as much as you wanted to, but I think it was really great having such detailed notes on what each character does and how they interact with the video. That's just the kind of stuff you don't get with clients. They're like, make a music video, here's some notes. But having someone who's like, Tommy has had this video in his head, I'm sure, for a while, so it was really nice having that clarity on some of the characters.
Awesome. Well, fantastic job. Absolutely amazing.
Thank you so much.
You crushed it.
Thank you.
If anybody has any questions for Riley or for our next guest, we do have a microphone right there. We're going to be doing some Q&A in just a little bit. But before we bring on our major player of the evening, what's the big plans for the film long term? Is this, do we have any ideas of how this might take off beyond the video that we just saw? Fan Expo San Francisco?
I don't know. I just know there's some big stuff coming, so
You can't talk about it?
stay tuned. I don't know. I don't want to be the one to be like,
That's what you do at Comic-Cons. This is
That's
all about the drops.
I'll let Tommy drive the ship on that one. But there's more to come, There's more of this good stuff. It's just the beginning, and yeah, stay tuned.
Awesome one. Well, stick around. We want you to hang out here for the next portion of our show. Man, time is just flying by. San Francisco, I want you to put your hands together. Huge round of applause for the real man of the evening. No offense, Skully and Riley. But I'm guitarist, bassist, songwriter, musician with Alice Cooper, Hollywood Vampires, Warlock. He's worked with Lady Gaga, Meatloaf, Lou Reed. He's the creative genius behind everything that brought us into this room here today. So huge round of applause, ladies and gentlemen, for Mr. Tommy Henriksen. Oh yeah, man. Have a seat.
You guys are too nice. Anyway, I had to Ron Burgundy a couple things just in case.
Tommy, you just correct me if I'm wrong. You're here for this. This is your event. You flew all the way from Switzerland to be here tonight with all these fans.
Yes, I did. And I love it. Come on, anytime I can come back home, it's always great.
Yeah. So how things going, man? How's touring? How's life?
Everything
What's
is
new?
great. This whole thing has just been a great experience for all of us right here because we've never been part of anything like this. And when you're sitting in your room and you're going, oh, this would be really cool if we did this, and everyone thinks you're crazy. You know what I mean? You sell everything you own to make this thing happen. And then it was just, it's just the way it all started, I mean, the movie thing, it was funny, because when I was just on YouTube, and I always think, things happen in the universe where it just goes, you could be sitting there and it's like, holy shit. Like, how Skully came to life is a funny story, because Johnny was supposed to be the voice of Skully. And I was like, come on, dude, you got to do this. And finally, I was like, after a month, I was like, fuck Johnny Depp, fuck you. So I was like, you know what? I'm sitting in front of my computer, and all of a sudden I'm like going, Stephen Hawking could be the guy. And I went on, it was really funny. I went on an app, and I was like, let me find a voice app. So I started going around. I found this app, and I was able to play with I could make it slower, faster, and I could make slow it down. So, and I got this app, and I was like, and I took it on my iPhone. Everything was done on my iPhone. All their voices was on my iPhone too, which is funny. You think it was like some high-tech studio? No, This is like garage level stuff we're doing here. You know what I mean? We're doing the street level. So anyway, I got the app and I put it on and I wrote the thing out and I typed it in and I played the intro back that Mutt Lang did, right? And I was like going, let me see if it's going to work. And I have my SM7 and I put my little iPhone on and I hit record and I'm sitting there like, oh, it's going to work. And all of a sudden, I let it go. I play it back. I went, that's it. It was really weird. It was like that. I sent it to Mutt. I go, what do you think? He goes, how did you come up with this? I go, dude, I don't know. I really don't know. It's like one of those things. You don't know when that happens, but when it happens, it's like, it's one of those things. It's like magic. I can't explain it. It's like when you're writing a song, too. You could sit there for like days and you go, this sucks. After like 30 songs, oh, this sucks. And all of a sudden, you're like going, oh, we got something. It's really weird.
That's crazy, man. So the film came first. The concept for the video came before the music and the comic.
It's the film thing. I got to tell you, Alice Cooper is nothing but the best boss you could ever have in rock and roll, and he is such a great sounding board for like having him, Johnny, and my friends. Because I'm always like, I remember telling Cooper, I go, dude, I got this guy named Crossbone Skully. He's going to come back. He's going to save all the people that are worth saving and kill the rest of them. And Alice was like, oh, that's a good story. He goes, but it's not a love story. I go, what do you mean? He goes, love stories are the biggest blockbusters of all time. He goes, what's the love story? And I was like, sorry. I was like, shit. Really? So I'm going, I thought I had it. So I go back. And I was like, all right, love story, what can we make? All right, so Skully, all right, he likes to, and Alice is great, because Alice, he's like, he's got to be a little twisted, he's got to have a spaceship that's like MacGyvered together. And I'm like, in a coupe, I'm like, oh, that's a good idea. I'm writing all this stuff down. And all of a sudden he goes, well, what's the source to everything? I was like, I don't know. I'm still trying to figure it out. So I know I'm rambling, but one night we're getting ready to go on stage, and we open up a Frankenstein, and we're back there, and we always like talk before we go on. We do the handshake thing, and he looks at me and goes, I got it. And the intro's playing. I go, got what? He goes, the source. And I'm like, oh, I don't know what he's talking about because I already forgot about it like 2 days ago. So he's like, the source, the sorcerer. And I went, yeah. And then we go right into Frankenstein. And that's when he said, he's like, you got to really think about these things. And he was really like a great guy to like bounce these things off. And then I'd go to Johnny, and Johnny'd be like, yeah, you're on to something. Keep on doing this. Get rid of that. And that's how it happened.
That's crazy, man. Obviously, I want to talk about the voice actors, all the people that you know, everybody. We were just talking to Riley about it just a second ago. It seems like everybody was just, they heard about this project and they were standing in line to be a part of it. Like, what was the sort of like the row of rock star cars that just kind of were backing up trying to be a part of this?
It was weird because, you're thinking of all of these things. You think you got the music. You're like, this is cool. But then you're like going, all right, what else can we put to this thing? And then I was like, a comic book would be great. So I was like thinking of a comic book for like since the beginning, 4 years ago. And my buddy who owns Archie Comics, I think, hey, he told me, yeah, T, we'll get to go. We'll do it. We'll do this comic book. And I was like waiting to find. I was like, dude, we got any time? He's like, no. So then I called Chuck, who put out a comic book that I loved, this Bisto Blanco comic book.
Yeah.
And I said, Chuck, I go, who'd you use for the comic book? And he's like, Garrett and Josh. Give those guys a call. So Chuck hooked me up with them. And then the comic book thing, I was like, then we need to get this movie thing going. And then the way I got in contact with Beautiful Jerks, Hey Beautiful Jerks, was I saw another thing. I'm on YouTube just like sitting and going, oh, what else is a stupid thing I could look at today? So all of a sudden I see this video pop up, and I'm like, Ozzy, let me check this out. And all of a sudden I go, that's whoever made this. I need to get this guy. So I look at the credits, and it says, Hey Beautiful Jerks. So I Google them, and I go, oh, they're in Brooklyn. Oh, cool. They speak my language. This might work.
Yeah.
So I write him this email. I go, hey, jerk. I go, well, how you jerks doing over there? I go, I love your fucking works. This is great. You know what I mean? And I was like, can you help a jerk out over here? I figured they're going to tell me, they're not, at least they're not from L.A. So I was like, all right, I might have a chance. So they answered my email back like right away. I was like, oh, that's cool. And he's like, how you doing, jerk? Right away, I was like, all right, this is good. We got somewhere. So I said, who made this video? He's like, I did. I go, it's brilliant. I love it. I go, you guys do passion projects? because this jerk ain't got any money to pay you guys what it's worth. And he laughs. And then he goes, let's talk about it. So that was like maybe, I don't know, 6 months in the making. And then finally I said, can you do it? He's like, we're not going to have any time, and we need, like, passion money. And I was like, what's passion money? So anyway, so then I said to him, I go, well, can you do me a solid? I was like, you got some whiz kid over there that I can talk to? And as soon as I talked to Riley, I looked in his eyes. I was like, that's the kid who's going to make this thing happen. That's the kid who's going to bring Skully back to life, you know? And I swear to God, I cried like a baby because when you see this and you talk about it, and people, like, you know, it's like one of these things. You dream about it, you talk about it, and you see it. And when we're here today, it's like it's a weird thing. And I thank everyone for showing up here today, for not even knowing what the hell this thing is. You know, I appreciate that. You know, and this kid's hard work, Skully showing up, Josh and Garrett and everyone.
It's a shame Josh couldn't be here.
Yeah, it is. But I don't know. I keep on going, but I'm gonna stop. You conduct me.
No, not at all, man.
'Cause
I like just winding people up and just letting them go.
Yeah.
Man.
But to get those guys to do it, it was so we're sitting there, and it all starts with Alice Cooper. It's always Alice. So I'm sitting in the dressing room, and we do the gig, and I'm like going, I called Riley, go, what do you think if we had like some dialogue to this stuff? I was like, but we need to get like some cool dudes. He's like, who you thinking? I was like, Johnny Depp, Alice Cooper, Joe Perry, Nikki Sixx. And I was like going, all right, it's going to be a stretch, but I'm going to try. You know what I mean? It's worth trying. So I see Coop in the dressing room. I go, Coop, can I talk to you about something? He's like, yeah. I go, you want to be the bringer of light in this thing? I was like, you know, he's the guy who's like bringing light back to the darkness and blah, blah, blah. And he's like, yeah. He's like, what do you got in mind? I was like, well, I got a script kind of written out, but feel free to change it, do whatever you want. He goes, let me go to the movies first. When I'm done going to movies, he's like, come to my room and we'll do it. So I go up there with him and Kyler, and I give him the thing, and it was just like, he starts reading it. And then when, at the end where it says, the divided shall now be united, and then he goes, and that rhymes. And I went,
Jot that down.
that's why it's Alice Cooper. So I was like, oh my God, this is great. And then Cheryl, his wife, who's always in the show, and she does so much stuff, Cheryl, and she does this Madame Guillotine thing. I was like, she's got to be in this because we need some, like, fierce women, you know what I mean? And I said, Cheryl, I said, would you be into doing this? And Cheryl was like, oh my God, I'd love to do it. So we were trying to incorporate that, and then to get Joe Perry to do it. Joe Perry doesn't really like to do anything like that outside of Aerosmith because he's Joe Perry. You know what I mean? And he's like, he's really tough, Joe. So I call him, I go, Joe, I got this crazy idea, man. I was like, you want to be the dog?
Joe's the dog?
No, he's not.
Oh, okay.
He's like, I ain't being no dog. I was like, what do you mean? He's like, no. Who else? I said, well, you want to be the big bad bone crusher? He's like, I could do that. So I was like, all right, I'm going to send you some stuff. Can you just read it and do it on your iPhone? You know what I mean? He's like, can I change anything? I said, dude, you can do anything you want. You're Joe Perry. I'm not going to tell you, I'll give him the idea. So Joe starts going, can I get real Boston, like some old school Boston, like Wicked Pisser, Bloatus Pop? I was like, dude, do it. So I got so much dialogue from him, and then it's trying to edit, and then I called up Nikki Sixx because I was like, hey, Nikki, would you be interested in being the Crooked Crow? And Nikki was like, right away, he's like, dude, anything, man. We'll definitely do that. And he gave me all of this stuff. And then for the dog, we were on the tour bus, and I'm like, oh, who can I get to play the damn dog? No one wants to be the dog, the Alpha Watchman. So Kane Roberts, who's the guitar player right now, and Alice, who was in the band years ago, he was like, I can do that stuff. And we're sitting on the bus getting ready to go to the gig. I got my iPhone and go, well, can you say, like, I don't know, roar? Can you go, you know? He's like, so he did that. And also I was like, do you do this shit? He's like, yeah, I do voiceovers. I was like, God, so that's how that happened. Then Mark Wilkinson, who, I don't know if you guys are familiar with him, he does like Iron Maiden, Marillion, Judas Priest, Peter Gabriel, The Darkness, like really famous artists. So I called him up. I was like, hey, you want to be Sir Bloodwing? Because I wanted a guy with an English accent. And Mark was like, yeah, what do you want me to say? I was like, because the whole thing is like Skully's got Bloodwing's tooth. He ripped it out of his mouth during a fight a long time ago. So he wants his bloody tooth back. So that's all he wants is his damn tooth. So, and Mark Wilkinson was the voice of that. And then I said to my it was really funny, my wife Sandra and my kid, because I was like, all right, how do we make this work? And I called up my son and I said, hey, you want to do some voice stuff? He's like, yeah, Daddy, I'll do that. I was like, well,
Bam.
I said, can you get him to do this? So the kid just did it, like with no direction or anything, on the iPhone, sends it to me, and I was like, all right, you're gonna be the chosen one. What's that? I was like, you're the good guy. You're gonna save everyone, you know, because at the end you think Skully's the one who's gonna save everyone, but it's really not. It's the kid, because that's the love story. He's coming back to save Piper, because Piper has the lock. And he said, if you're ever in trouble, put the key inside the lock, and I'll come and save you. So Skully thinks he's coming back to save Piper. But Piper dies, and Skully dies. But the kid is the one who brings everyone back to life. And that's, you know, I mean, it's one of those stories. This is how you tell it. And so with Johnny, that was the hard one. Because right now, he was on tour with Beck, and it was really hard nailing him down because he's always got all these people around him and stuff like that. So it took me like 3 days of just
Really?
waiting. Oh yeah, no, dude.
The actor, you couldn't get to act.
No, because he's like very busy all the time. So I had to wait, and then I had the opportunity where it was like 6:30 in the morning, and I was like, dude, and I played him the movie, and he looks at me and he goes, brother, this is fucking brilliant. And he goes, who did this? I go, this kid, man. This 25, 26-year-old kid, man. He's like, this kid's good. And I went, well, he goes, play me the voices of everyone else. So I started playing him the voices. And he looks at me and goes, all right, I got to do something that's going to be a little different from everyone else. I got to do a higher pitch. And it's got to be a little weird sounding. I go, do whatever you want, man. I was like, this is your fucking, oh, excuse me. Sorry, I'm from New York. I can't help it. So he's like, man, let me just fool around with it. So he gets in the character, and I'm like sitting there, and it's those moments, man, when you want to videotape it, but you don't do that stuff, and you just live in that moment. And I'm like going, this is, because I've seen him do Gnome, that stuff. I like watched him do all the voices and that thing, and I've been lucky enough to be around him a lot, where I've caught like so many brilliant moments, and everyone has just been so gracious, you know what I mean? And when he got in the character and I gave him the script, and he goes, you want me to say that? And I was like, I want you to say what you think, so just do whatever you want. So he starts going like this. All right, let me do that. Let me get the voice. So he starts getting the thing, and he starts doing his Johnny Depp stuff, man. And I'm like sitting there going, oh my God, now I can't get him to stop. I got to get on a flight at 9:30. 9:30 in the morning. I got to drop the rental car off. Like, I got to do real people stuff. You know what I mean? You know, I wish I ever lived in Johnny Depp's land. So I got to do real people stuff. So it's like 6:30. He's in character. I can't get him to stop. I got like 2 hours of him going off on this stuff. And I'm looking at the clock. I'm like, dude, I got to go. He's like, no, man. This is great. I love this. I'm in. I got to do. And I'm like, oh, it's like 9:15. I'm going to miss the flight. I got a show with Alice tonight. He's like, you do? I was like, yeah. So I got so much stuff. And then I sent it out to Riley. And I was like, that's what I said to him. I was like, you don't need to micromanage your talent. You know what I mean? It's like, I just said to him, I said, do whatever you think, man. Here's the story. Here's the plot. Call me when it's finished. That's the way I did it. I never said to him, hey, man, let me see what you're doing. I was always like, don't show me anything till you got it. Because I just could tell, like, his taste in things. You know what I mean? You could always tell with people, the taste and how the creative stuff. And I knew he's a hard worker, and I knew I wouldn't have to ask him anything. You know what I mean? So it was like, do your thing. Let me know when it's done.
And that's rare. As an animator, you don't get that. Everyone wants 50 million edits, so that was truly a blessing in
Awesome.
itself.
I'll tell you, the best line is, it takes an idiot to complicate and a genius to simplify. Remember those words. Somebody told me that years ago. I was like, oh my God, that's so true. Anyway,
Awesome.
That's why everyone wants to, I don't want to complicate anything. Let the kid do his thing, deliver it when it's done. I'm good to go. Let's go.
He crushed it, man.
He did.
Absolutely crushed it.
I mean, the comic book, it looks amazing. I mean, I told Josh and those guys too. I go, don't just send it to us when we're done, when you guys are finished.
Yeah. What do you think, Skully? Hey, so we're going to do this raffle in just a minute. We want to bring the raffle prizes up. But, guys, I think we have enough time for maybe one or two Q&A questions. If anybody has a question, there's a microphone right there. Sir, do you want to step on up to the mic?
Hello, my name is I definitely enjoyed the film, and my question is for you, Tommy. You've been on many tours with Alice Cooper, but do you have a favorite, either past or present?
Do I have a favorite artist?
No, the tour.
The tour?
Yes.
Any Alice Cooper tour is great. The Vampire tour. I mean, when we were on tour with Motley Crue, that was a big moment for us. You know, we got to play all your dream places like Madison Square Garden, you know, the Hollywood Bowl. These are things like when you're a kid, you're going, holy shit, I got to do that. Like you don't ever like if you would have told me 10 years ago, I'd be living in Switzerland, I have a kid, I'd be in a band with Johnny Depp, Alice Cooper, Joe Perry, I'd be friends with Nikki Sixx. I'd be like, yeah, hi. This don't happen. Seriously, I mean, you think about this. That's why I'm always saying, man, it's good to be a dreamer because it's like without dreams, man, you got nothing, you know. And that's the thing. It's like that's one of those highlights, you know.
My name is Maurice Hollins, and it's my first time here at Fan Expo.
Well, thank you, man. Thank you so much. Appreciate it. Thanks for getting up.
Man, this event panel just flew by. Looking at the time.
Well,
we're like,
I know. I can go on. That's why
I could do this for 2 hours.
I told Chuck before, I was like, dude, just pull me back because I could start going off. Scott, I'm like, just stop me. Just go stop. Because I got so many stories. You have no idea. This has been nothing but survival.
Well, where can people see you while they're at the con? If they're here for the rest of the night and obviously here tomorrow?
Yes, we're going to be at the Source Point Press booth signing this comic book. So if you get down there, we'll sign it. Skully will sign it. Josh will sign it. I'll sign it. I'll take pictures with you. I'll do whatever you want. That's why we're here. You know what I mean? We're all in this together. We're all connected, and we're all here to help each other and support each other, man.
Awesome, awesome. Well, let's go ahead and do this raffle real quick, guys. Huge round of applause for everybody up here on this stage. Go see Tommy down at Source Point Press. Keep it going, because I got to get this guitar out of the case.
Oh, so we're giving the guitar away. Hey, this guitar, I'd like to thank, I got to look at hang on, Mike Tempesta from Jackson Guitars. He hooked us up with this. I used it on the Alice Cooper tour, and they were like, which guitar do you want to give away? And I was like, shit, we'll give away to Jackson.
But we're giving away more than just the Jackson,
Yes,
right?
we
Tonight,
are.
we're actually, tell us about the other raffle we're going to be doing.
What do we got? We got the jacket. We got some tickets to a vampire show. I just don't know when the vampire show is unless you can get to Europe. That's the only, I can guarantee you one thing, you'll get to the vampire show. The only thing I can't guarantee you is how you're going to get there.
All right.
And also, this guitar was signed by Alice, the bringer of light, and Cheryl Cooper, Madame
You didn't get a
Guillotine.
raffle ticket? I just hear, oh, shit.
And it's actually, we put a lot of cool stuff into it, new pickups and new hardware and new guts.
Tell
and
us about this
everything
little
like
sketch down here at the bottom.
that. That was drawn by Josh, who did the comic cover to the Crossbone Skully Evil World Machine. Josh Warner.
Who couldn't be here
He couldn't
tonight.
be here because
No,
Skully
he's,
is shape-shifting for him tonight. So
All right.
we need to pick someone from the audience. To
Let's
do
have
this,
somebody
man.
from the audience pick the.
Come on up.
Come on up. Come on up.
There you go.
Dig deep. Dig deep.
Yeah. This is a good guitar. Whoever's going to win it, you better play it.
What do we got here? All right, number. You want to read it?
No, you got it.
All right. We got 565 1537. That's a bunch of ahs. Really?
You got that?
Come on up, my
Whoa,
man.
dude.
All right. I think your friend is super excited over there.
How cool is that? You're like, I actually won. Believe it, it's not rigged.
Well done,
It's real.
sir. You can step on over to the side stage here.
Look at you,
So now
man.
what are we raffling
What's
off?
your name, dude? David. Well, good, man. Congratulations, man. Look at you.
David is
That's
happy.
Riley. Crossbone Skully.
Okay, what
Look
do
at
we?
you, Dave.
What do you like to draw for our next raffle? These are for the tickets.
Vampire tickets.
Vampire.
Yeah.
Hollywood
Well,
vampire
hey,
tickets.
we'll figure it out. Right now, it's Europe. So if you can get to Europe, I can't guarantee you that, but I get you. You know, I get you into the show.
Roll out the red carpet for him.
I would.
Awesome.
I roll the red carpet out for everyone, man.
All right, here we go. For the tickets, 565 1545. What? Be happy for your fellow man. They're
no
not
one
here.
showed up, huh?
All right, I'm gonna draw this one.
Going
Oh,
once.
dig in. You're right.
Going twice. All right, you lost. Snooze, you lose.
All right, everybody. 565 1544. Right there? All right.
Wow, look at that. There you go.
Oh, wait, that's a 6. Just kidding. We're here.
Yeah, I'd be like, oh, man, you can't do that.
Congrats, man. What's your
Yeah.
name?
What's your name? Blair. Cool. Nice to meet you, too. There's Riley and there's Crossbone Skully, Blair.
So did we have something else to raffle off?
I don't know. We're giving away that jacket? I mean, what's the deal with that? What
Scully
else are we
says,
doing?
nah, we're holding
Oh,
on to the
all right,
jacket.
we're holding the jacket. Okay. What else do you guys want to know?
Anybody have any questions? We gotta, we're just about at the wire here.
Record's coming out. Check out the single, crossboneskully.com, Evil World Machine. I'd appreciate it if you give it a like, subscribe, do whatever, you know, because it's all a numbers game right now. It's not about anything
we got a
good. It's
question
like, how
right
many
here.
fans you got?
Figured I might as well ask one.
You got to.
All right, so we have the obvious first episode today, which is very nicely done. Congratulations on that, everyone. So, so for the next episodes, or even for the continuation of the series,
Absolutely.
how many more people do you plan to try come in, as in like famous movie players and musicians, as well as how long do you think the story will go?
We're going to go until somebody tells us to stop. I mean, it's like they told me to stop before we even did this. If I would have listened to them, we wouldn't even be here tonight. You know what I mean? So I'm like, let's just keep on going. It's endless because we could do so many things with it, you know, and the character and the characters, it's all about, you know, being connected, people coming together, and like Alice said, the divided shall be united, you know what I mean? And Skully, it's all about like bringing us all together, these misfits of the universe, which we all are. We're all broken in some way, and everyone's welcome in this world. That's what it is. I don't care if you're left, right, all I care is for what's right.
All right, San
Thank you guys so
Francisco.
much. Thank you.
Thanks for coming out. Enjoy the rest of the con. Hey, everybody with VIP passes, step on over to that right side wall.
And
our
everybody
winners,
else,
of course.
go down to Source Point. I'll be down there. I'll do whatever you want.
Yeah.
I'm here for that. What do you want me to go home? No, let's go.
Fantastic. The hell music was that? Polka night.
That was fast.